Torcaso. And of course, text me at 412 559 2731. Well, I almost named this Exhausted, but no ways tired. Almost. But actually, you know what? I had to change the name. You see, late Thursday night, where I live, it's after midnight. Late Thursday night, I was in my friend's, excuse me for a minute. I was in my friend's YouTube live stream. And a young person, 10 years old, I don't know if they were 10, that might have been somebody else. But at any rate, someone came into the live and they said that this was the worst day ever for them, meaning Thursday, the 11th of October, 2024. And so I typed in the person's name, the first name, and I said, well, what's wrong? So he started, or she, yeah, it was a guy, it was a kid, a male. And he told us what was going on. So I'm guessing he's pretty young, but he was playing the game known as Fortnite. He went on to tell us how his own brother and a bunch of people were calling him terrible names. And somebody had called him the horrendous N-word right there in the Fortnite game. And people were bullying him. Well, let me tell you something. That's not going to happen. You know, there was also a 10-year-old child that that was in the live. How they got in, I really don't know. I thought that YouTube made you be at least 13, but somehow they got in there, and it was this child's birthday yesterday. And we wished them a belated happy birthday. But as I said, this other person came in and was telling us how, well, thanks for the coming in. They were telling us how, he was telling us how he'd been bullied and he was called a horrendous name. And at that point, I said, you know what? That ain't going to happen. So we chatted with him, you know, just in type like you might with me. Oh, hello. Let's see. I'm sorry, but I can't see up close that well. Looks like it's Justin it looks like Justin Monroe. How you doing? And hi, everybody. It's kind of hard for me to see all your names. I will get to it at one point. I don't want to get you dizzy. So to everybody here, how y'all doing? But I want to talk about something extremely serious for a minute. I know it's late for a lot of us, but, you know, I'm not going to accept bullying for anybody. And I'm going to talk about all different types of bullying for a minute. But first and foremost, let me explain something to you. If you are ever bullied, or if you're being bullied now, do not consider killing yourself. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care if they call you the worst words on the planet, or if they physically attack you. Of course, I care, and it needs to stop. But when I say I don't care, yes, I care. I wouldn't be here if I didn't. What I'm saying when I say I don't care, you don't kill yourself for any reason. You don't give up. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to get passionate. And I'm of Sicilian descent. Some of the things you heard about Italians and Sicilians, the stereotypes, or sometimes we get a wee bit upset. It's a little bit true, at least with me. So I'm upset. I don't like people being called terrible names. I don't like bullies, as a matter of fact. I will always speak my mind when it comes to that. So I want to just again say hi to everybody. I will attempt to look at your comments best I can. So I'm not ignoring you. Frankly, I just can't really see it unless I get so close that you're going to get a headache because you'll see I'm just not going to do it. Trust me, it's close enough as it is. But let me get down to the business at hand. People have killed themselves over being bullied. Don't do it. With regards to suicide, in any case, for any reason, just don't do it. If you're medically having terminal disease, still don't do it, because you never know when a cure could come up. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You can be bullied in thousands of ways. It's not always what we may look at as bullied, but it still exists. So for any of you that are still here, God bless you and thank you. You can be bullied by your bosses. You can be bullied by your teachers. You can be bullied by, your own family. This young man was bullied partially by his own brother. And what we need to establish here is that we got to say, for those of us who believe in a higher power, we can say bless their hearts. But we have to be firm. We have to make a statement. We have to, and all of you have to, at least in your mind, say, you're not going to change who I am. Because they're not. See, you matter. You are somebody. They called him trash. Well, they have a problem. That child is not trash. Nobody is trash. None of us. So yeah, y'all might think this is not something you want to tune into. Hey, I respect that. It's cool. But I want you to understand, I was bullied back in the day. Big time. Why? Because I had a medical challenge. I was told I wasn't allowed to fight. So my entire school thought that I was a wimp, right? I don't want to use those words, but that I was an easy victim. And guess what? Because of misinformation, I was a victim, all right. I even got jagged with a fork while I was eating, and I could have died. I got beat up sometimes so badly that you wouldn't even want to know. Yeah, I've been through there. I was verbally abused. I was so abused that I could tell you that I had my head down, resting on my desk for a large part of my school years. So you might be thinking, oh, and I forgot to tell you, I almost never talked at all. Yeah, me, Mr. Motormouth. I'm sorry, but yeah, me. Now, I want to share something with you that I hope will encourage any and all of you in some ways. I never spoke a word almost in school, but I have been a talk show host, an actual television talk show host on public access. Unfortunately, public access because you don't get paid, but I was on there for 19 years. Every single week, I was live, uncensored, because we didn't even have a 5-second delay like a lot of radio and talk show and streaming shows actually have. We had, if somebody said foul language, it went live. It was live. I was even threatened, and a whole bunch of stuff happened. Did it stop me? No. The only thing it did was made me do more. And yeah, sometimes, let's just say I took them down, G-rated, but verbally. Now, I wouldn't do that now because I know that it's God's job to do that. And I appreciate all of you that are here and the likes. Thank you very much. But here's what I want to tell you. And here's what I hope you really are hearing and getting it registered in your brain. And I'm not saying that to be condescending or ignorant. But I had gone from not saying a word, to being a talk show host for almost 20 years. Not only were we live, but I never wrote anything down. So everything I said, it literally was as I said it. I might have a topic or an outline, but trust me, I said it as as I spoke. Whatever came out, came out. And believe me, I said stuff G-rated, but stuff that could have got me killed. Now, why am I telling you this? Why does it have anything to do with bullying? It demonstrates, I hope, to you, God willing, that in fact, it doesn't matter where you are today. Yeah, maybe you're being bullied. Maybe you have the worst job in the history of America. Maybe you're going to the university or school or wherever, and you're being mistreated like that child was. Or maybe you're on Fortnite or on YouTube or social media somewhere, and you have a bunch of, we'll just say, ethically challenged people, or frankly, evil. Do not accept it. I don't want to say that almost sounding condescending. What I'm trying to get through to you is this, okay? You're better than you may think you are. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shock you right now. Not only are you not what they claimed he was, he's not trash. You know what's in you, in every single one of you? You have genius in you. Now, I know a lot of you, if you were looking at me, we were here in person, when I called you a genius, you would laugh. But here's the thing, you don't see me laughing. I'm 1,000,000,000% serious. You may not see it. You may not be aware of it. You may not have sat there and thought of it. But you're genius. You're a genius. There's genius in you. You may not discover what you are a genius at, but you are highly intelligent. And I'm not just going to come on here and say you're a genius without giving you some proof, if you will. There's a gentleman here on YouTube. He is considered one of the best speakers on the face of the earth. Now, here's the deal. When he was in school, he was mistreated. He was underestimated. He was abused by the system and who knows how many people. And they said he was retarded. And they said he would never amount to anything. He's on YouTube right now. Oh, and by the way, this man who they said would never get a job, would never amount to anything, you know what? He's worth actually more than $63 million. He's worth more than $63 million. They said he was junk. They called him all kinds of stuff. $63 million. Les Brown. Look him up. LES space Brown. BROWN. So, what am I telling you this for? Because if you've ever dealt with nonsense or being abused in any way or in every way, that's not the end of your story. That's not the end of your streaming episode or series. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they attempt to do. If you are alive, you already survived. And I'm here to tell you, I am proud of you, every one of you. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I've been there. I've done that. And maybe you've experienced terrible things in your life. Let me tell you something. I watched my dad get killed by a drunk driver in front of my face at 12 years old. I watched his body get flown up something like 10 to 15 feet. He landed on his head. And you know how we have horror attractions like, Hollywood Haunted Nights or whatever it is, over at Universal and other places, with all that blood and gore? Well, I witnessed it in real life, in front of my face at 12 years old. Well, guess what? I survived it. Then I got abused by the school system. I survived it. I got called every name you can imagine. I survived it. And you will too. Every one of you have a power inside of you. And you have intelligence. I don't care what the school system says, what some so-called friend says, some enemy says. I don't care. You're more than that. Yeah, you are. You know what? To be honest with you, I am exhausted right now. I am what you would call tired, but I'm exhausted, but I'm no ways tired. I got on here because I felt bad for the way that child or young man was treated. He's over there playing a game called Fortnite, and y'all, a lot of you know about it, trying to have enjoyment, and they're calling him names? The only one that, I'm not even going to go there. I'll just say bless their hearts. But that was evil. We need to stop the evil, okay? But I just want you to know something. You have greatness in you, like Les Brown says. You have genius in you, like I say. But I'm not just a face here on YouTube or Facebook or any of that. Here's the deal. Don't make unknown, don't make anonymous, and don't make private. And you can text me at 412-559-2731, my personal texting number. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I did. It goes right to the phone that I'm filming this live on. Well, not filming, but streaming this live on. And a lot of people are like, aren't you afraid to do that? Please. No, I'm not. I said worse than this and more dangerous stuff on live TV that I've done here on YouTube. Trust me. Trust me. G-rated, but dangerous. Y'all might be like, well, what could he have possibly said? Well, you can look me up on Google under Humanity Matters Live, and in parentheses put Albert Torcaso, Torcaso. You can look me up on YouTube, but look at some of my Humanity Matters episodes. All that I can tell you is I said stuff that, well, if you believe in God, I said stuff that people wouldn't want God to even know. If God didn't already know, they wouldn't speak it. They wouldn't open their mouth and say it, even in private. And I said it on live television. I got my reasons, but I'm getting ready to go. But just know that you don't need to worry about these bullies. I know it's tough. Yeah, you got to protect yourself, of course. But don't go buck wild, or I don't want to use that word, but there's a lot of school shootings that happen in America. And unfortunately, I believe a good portion of them happen because of children or even college-age students that were bullied. We don't always get to know the reason. Even a lot of these terrible mass shootings around the world probably has something to do with it in some way. We are above that. I know you might be like, no, I'm not. Yeah, you gotta be. I want to see you get to my age or higher. Look, if I can watch my dad die in front of my face, get abused so many times that I couldn't imagine, then I think you can handle it. In fact, I know you can. Now, I will tell you the truth about one thing. Eventually, I got beat up to the point where I was told if I got hit in a certain area, I literally would die because of my medical challenges that I had and still have. So that's why I didn't fight. I didn't fight back because I was told I could die if I fought. Well, guess what? Eventually, what they said couldn't happen happened, and I survived. And I'm not going to say I'm proud of this, but let's just say that I turned the tables on the people that used to pick on me. You see, I went back to some of those schools. Now, I'm not saying you should do this because you shouldn't. But just like in some streaming series or movies, I let the bully know what time it was. I didn't need a Fitbit. I didn't need an Apple Watch. I'm not going to say I'm bragging about it because all the glory goes to God. But let's just say that one or two of those people, well, I gave them more than a dose of their own medicine. We'll leave it at that. After I got beat up and hit where I was told I would die and I didn't die, well, let's just say I became a totally different person. I'll share this much with you. I went back to that school and this one bully that was still there. He tried it again. I shouldn't admit this, but I ended up, let's just say I ended up making him run away from me. And every time I was in the hall, if he would get in the hall, he literally would run down the hallway and actually off the floor. He was terrified. So one day, he's in the hall. I said, hey, I yelled out real loud, get over here. Yeah, just like that. I'm not going to kill you and I'm not going to hurt you. Get over here. He was real afraid. I said, just get over here. It's all right. So I explained to him. I said, listen, what you did was terrible. What you did to me was terrible and other people. As long as you be cool, I'm not only not be mean to you, but you could even be a friend of mine. And he became a friend of mine. And we actually made sure that nobody picked on me or him. And we actually started helping people and other students. So things can turn around. Don't give up. Don't give up. If you believe in a God, definitely don't give up. If you're an atheist or an agnostic, hey, just talk to the universe if that's what you have to do. But you don't give up. How are you going to give up when you have genius in you? How are you going to give up when you may create something that everybody on earth uses someday? Oh, and if you think that that can't happen, I'm using something called a cell phone. You might be too, right? You're using something called a computer or a game console. Or maybe you're using what they call a notebook or a tablet or whatever. Well, guess what, guys and gals? Those things did not exist 30 some years ago. Okay? And back in the day when cell phones were around, y'all may not know it. You might need to look on YouTube or Google. They had some cell phones that were heavy, very expensive to get, and did not work all that well. Oh, yeah. Believe me. They even had old school flip phones. Not like the reproductions and stuff they're doing now either. It wasn't cool. It was like, help me, please. But yeah, I'm very passionate when it comes to people not being abused. Not by your job, not by anybody. But I want to leave you with something. Just because today you're going through something, that doesn't mean it's forever. I'm going to tell you something. One day you're going to find your greatness and genius. I believe that. But you got to give it a time. You got to give it a chance. And you might be like, I'm 75 or I'm 80 years old, whatever age you are. Don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. I knew people that discovered what their life's work or whatever you want to call it, that were older than that. So you don't give up. You do not give up. Now, that being said, I'm going to share one last thing with you that's totally off subject. I don't like anybody on earth having jobs. Before you all think I'm being mean, I want you to listen because you need to hear this. I'm sorry, but I couldn't use my tripod and whatever. It's a little bit too hard to get to. And like I said, I'm exhausted. No ways tired, but exhausted. But before I go, I'm involved with a company that literally is helping to change lives. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's the best thing on earth, although I enjoyed what happened to me again for the fourth time already. I got paid again, had me some money. Had me some money sent to my financial institution on October the 10th, 2024. And it was automatically deposited. So here's what I'm going to share with you. This may not be for you. You may not even be 18. But if you're over the age of 18, and if you want to someday, God willing, quit your day job or be your own boss, be the CEO of your own business, be the CEO of your own life, have real independence. If you want any of that, or you know somebody that does, I want you to share this information. I want you to watch a 5-minute video. Yeah, not like this, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. I want you to check it out. It's livehealthyrightnow.com. Now, why am I telling you about that? Because frankly, I want to see a day someday when people don't need jobs. They have businesses. They are entrepreneurs. They have money coming in 24 hours a day, and they don't have to kill themselves to get the money. They don't have to worry about being laid off or told, you can't go home or you'll get fired. See, that stuff needs to end also. So, I can't promise anything because I'm not God. But here's what I can tell you. If you know anybody who likes the idea of earning money potentially overnight while you sleep, just have them go to livehealthyrightnow.com. That's livehealthyrightnow.com. Now, I'm not planning on putting it in the link in the description because this is not about promoting the company. The only reason why I'm telling you right now is I'd like to see you not be forced to do a day job. I didn't say that I'm not proud of you for doing it and stepping up. Of course I am. Very proud of you, all of you. But you shouldn't be forced to do it. And especially if you are young and let's say you're working fast food and you're barely earning any money, please. I will share this with you. I didn't want to, but I got to do what I got to do. For those of you who are working minimum wage, if you go to www.livehealthyrightnow.com, watch a 5-minute video, you have a potential to earn money. It's as simple as that. Now you might be saying, well, what do I got to do? You know what you got to do? You know what and mostly you have to do? You watch the same 5, you have whoever you're sharing it with, you share the link to your personal link to the same exact 5-minute video that you or your friends are going to watch that I'm asking you to do at livehealthyrightnow.com. That's right, friends. We actually earn income from basically showing a 5-minute video. And when somebody decides to become a member, an affiliate, and or a member, you can choose either one. If they become an affiliate, we earn $25. Imagine if you had 10 people do that. No, let's say 12. If you had 12 people become an affiliate, I'm just using that example, that'd be $300 that you earned, just like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff about this because that's not the purpose. I'm just giving you some options. And one option is to check out this 5-minute video. If you've been bullied at your job, if you're sick of the way you're being treated, maybe you could be an executive in a company and you're just sick of it, the way they're treating you. Well, guess what? When you become an affiliate, and you can start out just being a member, by the way, but if you decide to become an affiliate, you're the boss. You're the man. You're the woman. You're the CEO, chief executive officer. You are the boss. Not somebody that feels like they can just talk down to you. Because I'm gonna get real for a minute here. I'm sorry, but I got to bring this a little bit closer. Look, guys and gals, if you knew my whole story, you'd be like shocked that I'm still breathing. I'm breathing because of the Lord God. For atheists, I love you all too, but I'm going to call it as I see it. For those of you who are still here, if anybody is, I love you, first of all. Spiritually, I love you. I don't want you getting bullied. You got me? Next time you get bullied, you know what? Just for the fun of it, the very next time you get bullied, maybe you ought to say that, I want you to look at this video. You know, guys and gals, I am of Sicilian descent. And yes, I got baptized in Christ. But my minister and friend is always saying, Al, that's not your job. That's God's job. But let's just say that sometimes when I would get mad in the past, I like to tell people, when I got mad in the past, I got a wee bit loud and my voice can be a wee bit scary. So I like to tell people, back in the day when I would get mad, I could make the devil have problem in his pants if he was alive and was wearing them. Yeah, I back in the day before I got baptized, I could scare some people. I could scare some people. I mean, I'm not cutting on myself, but imagine walking down an alley, looking at a guy that looks like me with a loud, scary voice. You might be like, I'm going to cross the street over there, you know? But in all seriousness, look, in my last few words on this live, I'm going to point because I love y'all. I'm going to try to look directly into the actual camera. I'm still not quite used to these little baby cameras, but little thing up there, but I'm going to look like this because I don't want to sound arrogant. I don't like looking arrogant. So if I'm not looking directly at you, I'm not trying to be ignorant. It's just, I'm just not trying to be, arrogant. Now I'm going to look the way I normally do. No offense. You matter. Don't worry about what people say. You keep moving ahead. You don't quit. You don't let them control your life. You are in charge of your life. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who are under 18, obviously you need to listen to and respect your parents. If they are not good to you, you may find ways to get the help that you need. I'm not picking on your parents. I would never do that. All that I'm saying is you need to protect yourself at all times. But you are important, all of you. We're not going to have that bullying. That bullying stops now and forever. God bless all of you. I love all of you. Now look, I'm going to have to get up close. I want to see if there was anything I missed. I'm sorry, but that's the only way I could see it. Oh, brother, I hate doing this, guys. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to say, I know you're going to see my comb over. Sorry about that. Thank you, Justin, Molly. Not exactly sure how to pronounce this name. I think it's ISA. Thanks for coming in. Let me see who else we got. Oh, my. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then we have, looks like Zopia. So hi to Zopia. And looks like Stitch. A few other people. Mia, how you doing, Mia? Thanks for coming in. And so it looks like everybody. Oh man, I don't know Zopia. Hopefully I'm saying it right. If I'm not, Zophilia, it might be. Your story, it says that this person is still bullied today. I understand that. I get it. I've been there, done that. The first thing you got to do is decide in your own mind that you're not going to accept it anymore. Do you not put yourself in danger? If they're vicious, if they're dangerous, if they're threatening you, you find a way to avoid it if you can. But if you can't, you work on telling the people who might be able to do something about it. If you're in a situation that nobody will do anything about it, then you might have to do alternative things, such as you may have to seek legal action. Now, if you're like, 13 or 14, you obviously are going to need to talk to a guardian or a parent and explain to them what's going on. If that doesn't work, if you are a person of faith, talk to a minister, talk to a pastor. If that doesn't work, talk to, like I said, an imam or a rabbi or whatever it takes. You don't quit. You find a way because you don't deserve to be bullied. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to accept it. And I do know about you because you don't need to be bullied. Now, that being said, before I go, because this is important, I know it's hard. I know there are days you want to do things to yourself or possibly to them. Don't do either one. Number one, you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to take yourself out. And you don't want to hurt anybody, even if you are extremely angry. One of the things you might want to do is find something you truly love. Put your heart into it. Now, I will tell you this. For me, back in the day, in the early 80s, I would play a lot of video games. I still love video games today. I don't have any consoles. I don't use my computer for. I haven't played a video game in probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 years. But I love them. If I was somewhere where I could play me some video games, I'd be playing them. Oh yeah. I'm staying away from the violent stuff because we really don't need that. We need to bring people up. So think of me as the guy who wants, maybe I'm the anti-bullying guy. I want you to know you are loved. I don't know you personally, but yeah, when I say I love y'all spiritually, I mean it. You watch some of my videos, anywhere from probably about 2008 to 2023 with regards to my TV series. And also, of course, I have over 2,000 videos on my YouTube channel. That's correct. Right now, I am focusing on Live Good for the most part because I know what it is. It's not hype, guys and gals. It's legit. There was a song in the 90s by a vocalist named MC Hammer. Look him up on YouTube. He had a great song, Too Legit to Quit. And this might cheer you up if you've been bullied. Listen to Too Legit to Quit, MC Hammer. You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer. And also The Eye of the Tiger from Survivor. Yeah, they're very old school. But if those songs don't get you moving, nothing will. Now, if you are a man or woman of faith or a child, there's some really great songs that I want you to check out here on YouTube. This Little Light of Mine, I'm Going to Let It Shine. Now, here's a really good one, old school. Here on YouTube, you can find Shake the Devil Off. And also, Victory is Mine. Now, y'all might be like, that's not my thing. That's not what I like. Try them out. You might just be starting to dance to them because, yeah, they're old. They're before I was even born, some of them, way back in the day. But here's one that's so old, it was around for over 150 years. Glory, hallelujah. Oh, yeah. Y'all need to listen to things like this when you're bullied. You need to understand there's a better you out there. You have no idea. And I don't say that because I'm being arrogant. I'm going to quit now. But when I saw this here about her, this person still being bullied, well, for the rest of you, if you ever see this, I'm going to have to be honest with you. That fires me up. And I have to remember that God will take care of it. But yeah, that bothers me. So for those of you who are being bullied right now who wouldn't admit it, it's all good. But you change that starting today. As soon as you get out of here, before you go to bed, you say to yourself, I matter, and I will not accept it anymore. And you do something about it. Because I love y'all spiritually. And I'm willing to take your text at 412-559-2731. You don't quit. Understand? Love y'all. God bless you. Good night. And good morning. And good afternoon, depending on where you're all seeing this. God bless you. Love y'all.